Hello and welcome to this quick guide video about alexithymia, interoception and autism. Quick disclaimer, this video does not provide an understanding of autism and you should have a basic level of knowledge about autism to underpin this training. Interoception is the ability to detect changes inside the body, everything from a racing heart to a full bladder. It's your perception of your own internal state, so things like butterflies in your stomach, temperature, pain, full bladder, feeling hungry and feeling thirsty. Interoception helps with understanding our body's needs and knowing how to appropriately address our bodily needs. It also helps in regulating our emotions. Understanding these needs and being able to act on them appropriately leads to homeostasis or a just right state. Different emotions are associated with different physical changes. In anger, for example, the heart rate rises, blood rushes to the face and fists clench. In fear, the heart rate also rises, but blood drains from the face. It's generally thought that these changes are not entirely specific to individual emotions, and so context is really important. So if you feel your heart racing and you're looking at a spider, you know it's more than likely it's fear that you're feeling and not anger. If we are effective at recognising our body states and linking these to our emotions, we are able to act on these. Taking these two examples here, things like having a grumbling stomach and low energy levels lets us know that we are hungry. We know if we are hungry we should access food, and therefore we are no longer hungry. Another example is having butterflies in your stomach and sweaty palms. Could be an indication that you are feeling anxious or nervous. You know if you try and relax, your level of anxiety will decrease. Therefore, in both these examples, you get to a just right state. So we have taken a look at what interoception is. Now we're going to look at what is alexithymia. It is closely linked with interoception, and it's the difficulty recognising and distinguishing between different emotions and bodily sensations. Not everyone who has alexithymia will have the same experience. Some may have some gaps and distortions in their typical emotions. Some may realise they're feeling an emotion but don't know which one, whereas others may confuse certain signs of certain emotions as something else. So perhaps they may interpret butterflies in the stomach as being hungry. People with alexithymia may struggle to understand emotions, but do not confuse this with lack of empathy or not caring about others. Studies show that about 1 in 10 people fall on the alexithymia spectrum. It is a separate condition to autism, depression and anxiety, but research does indicate that if you are autistic, you are more likely to have alexithymia, and if you have alexithymia, you are more likely to develop a mental health condition, whether you are autistic or not. Recent research found that only 4% of the non-autistic people in a sample had alexithymia, compared to over 49% of autistic people. Some signs of alexithymia can be things like difficulty expressing and interpreting and identifying emotions, difficulty with introspection, logical thinking, emotional distance, a confusion about other people's emotions, limited creativity, infrequent dreaming, difficulty coping with stress, and having aches and pains from stress. Problems that may occur in both issues with interoception and alexithymia are things like a build-up of emotions that needs to be released, problems understanding and interpreting emotions, difficulties regulating emotions, suppression and avoidance of emotions, may impact on the ability to maintain relationships and engage in social situations, and an increase in mental health conditions. Some things that may help: an increased awareness of body emotional signals through techniques such as mindfulness. The use of emotion wheels like the one pictured here help people distinguish between very similar emotion states. For some people, alexithymia may be secondary to emotional difficulties, and perhaps for these people alexithymia resolves when the primary issue, so for example depression or an anxiety disorder, is treated. In summary, it is important to have an awareness of interoception and alexithymia. Emotional regulation is difficult if you struggle with recognising and understanding body and emotional states. And it's important to remember it's not a lack of empathy. Bird said individuals with alexithymia can recognise that others are in a negative state. The problem is that they can't work out what the other person is feeling and what they are feeling. Thank you for watching today's video on interoception and alexithymia, and I hope it's been helpful.